opening score, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4.
Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here are the new-look Packers set to go to work. And at the helm here in 2023, a lot of eyes on this man in his 4th NFL season, Jordan Love.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Here we go, set.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones.
Another miss.
Still on his feet. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They move the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted. Many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game?
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Packers.
Luke Musgrave
with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Packers need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Carlson's extra point up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result, a Green Bay score.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And the Lions offense getting ready to go to work here. And under center, a man whose career has been rejuvenated a bit as of late. And season number 8 now out of Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And despite the 3 touchdown passes he threw, there's a lot to work on this week, wasn't there?
Oh, ton of interception.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going really with almost a 1-to-1 ratio, that's not going to work for you well at all. Not over the long haul. The beauty, though, somehow found a way to win.
Yeah, they still got the win last week.
They'll go with a rookie from Alabama. It's Jahmyr Gibbs.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Gibbs.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Back to throw, Goff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up.
and start clicking on those key third down throws.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. And I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw now, here's Love. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the Lions are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and pump the football.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Here's Goff now on 2nd down. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Lions had 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. And he whips that one incomplete there. Trying to find Jameson Williams, and it's 3rd down. You look at this Packers defense, they enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means it's going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, You make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
Well, throw complete there to Thomas.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Throwing. Love. Setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. You know, the running back, because he's eager to get the pass. And sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Trying the left side with Gibbs.
And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28.
Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
St. Brown in motion right.
Goff now looking to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun. Goff. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Goff. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Lions are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw in this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line. And our statistician, Ben Ramsar, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss only in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now, because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme, come up with something. Make sure you block him, because he's disrupting everything.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. Throwing on third. Gone.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Now back with the Lions. Here's Riley Patterson on for the field goal.
This from 44 yards out, left hash.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So the interception set him up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
Nixon now from his end zone.
And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got a 1st and 10 at their own 25. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
That's caught by the rookie, Jayden Reed.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Glove. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked by Tracy Walker.
Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved.
Jonah Jackson, former 3rd-round pick, the guilty party.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Goff.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. Down the right sideline.
And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
Carlson on for the extra point.
And that makes it 14-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Williams to return.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's gone.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Here's Goff. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Bust through the tackle.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
So here are the Packers now to take over. They fell in their ball game last week. That was a loss to the Saints, but they're on top here as they begin this drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Check right. Drill 52. Hut.
On 1st and 10, Love. And his throw is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Here we go. Set.
2nd and 10.
Here. Yellow. Set.
Play action this time with Love. That's complete to Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers! Romeo Dobbs, 43 yards. And the Packers are able to stretch out their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Carlson's extra point up and good, and that makes it a 21-10 game. On the return, Williams. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Detroit's offense ready to take over. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action, make it look like the same exact play, and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Another run for Gibbs here. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the 1st. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. Nifty move. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 45 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Partner, there are strong running plays, and then there are plays where you simply outclass the defense, and we saw the latter there. They ran straight up the heart of that front for an excellent gain and 1st down. Simply put, you've got to put up more of a fight defending the middle. Otherwise, this is going to be a long game.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
To throw on second down is gone. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Then third down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now Goff. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. Such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
Gibbs fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Again, it's Gibbs. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions get a late score here, the final minute of the first half.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 21-17. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Ready?
Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Following the fumble recovery, Goff. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
On 2nd and 10, Goff. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. And that now 2 interceptions thrown in the 2nd quarter.
And you know, a lot of people look at these guys and they think to themselves that maybe, possibly, they're still thinking about the first one, and they probably are. I think in this case, he's just trying to atone for the first interception, tried a little bit too hard, maybe forced it a bit, and instead created a second one.
Now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's take a look at what we've got on tap as we wrap up the 1st quarter of the NFL season. Some great games coming up this weekend. One being the kickoff to the International Series. The Falcons and Jaguars over in Wembley at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Good games in the late afternoon as well. One being out in Santa Clara, where it'll be the 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. And then one more to highlight, Monday Night Football. That'll be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. It was the Packers' leading man, quarterback Jordan Love, who turned in a solid performance in that first half. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the 2nd half. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining 2nd half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the 2nd half and get us going?
The 2nd half starts with a run by Gibbs. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 35 yards that time on the punt, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Ready.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Love, they go play action now. Over the middle, complete. That's Thomas.
Holding. Offense.
And they get the guard, John Runyon.
Still 1st down.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Blaster. 6. Check pink.
To throw now. Here's Love. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On play action. Love to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short, because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the 1st down.
They'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. 82 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
They'll run with Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? There's Goff. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, Goff to the sidelines, and Detroit has Riley Patterson out there for the field goal. Patterson's kick is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense to get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Another drive coming up for this Packers offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing. Love. He'll go over the middle to Reed, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
1st down created there by Jaden Reed, who adds a lot to the Packers receiver room. Even as a rookie, he's able to handle X, Y, Z, whatever position Green Bay puts him in. And boy, he can scrap with the best of defenders.
Ready?
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Yellow, line, opposite, green.
Play fake. Here's Love. And now here is another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Lions are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Jahmyr Gibbs in the Lions offense getting set once again.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone. And now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage. And, again, that second score here in the 3rd quarter.
Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns, you can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Gone. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case, not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far.
Black shot. Hut.
Off the play fake, Love. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Switch, yellow, set.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Here's Williams to return. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Lions will take over. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision. And then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. A shotgun snap for Goff. It's Williams on the catch. The Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions 1st.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Goff. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Back now at Lambeau. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. Right. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Goff now to throw. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and now it's 3rd and 3.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Goff on 3rd down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense knows 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Patterson's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Nixon now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packers offense set to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here we go.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
Check.
They'll go again to Jones. There he goes, right side. And he will finally be wrestled down at the Lions' 30. 70 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
His 2nd catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Down.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. Now Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Okay, right.
From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down. Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner. We watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Brian Branch with it, and the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs.
Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
Here's Goff. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
There's a lot about that play you can easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Now it's gone. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock. Really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
We'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready, set,
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an
And now here is another interception. Picked by Tracy Walker.
And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here.
So here are the Lions to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
A big play there for Detroit. 46 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers 14. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
So where did all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. On the give, here's Gibbs. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down, but they are in field goal range already. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing on 3rd, Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Patterson's kick is good, and that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Nixon now from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here's Love and the Packers. Down by 5. 1:51 on the clock. Needing to go pretty much the length of the football field as they have it 1st and 10.
Okay, ready? Set, cut. Set, cut.
Love looking to throw it. Pass complete. Thomas shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. Still going. And still fighting. And he takes it all the way down to the 22.
Oh, and this is a touchdown reverse drive, and that will definitely help their cause. What a time to come up with a play like that. And now, plenty of time to try and finish this drive in the end zone and take the lead.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Second down, goal to go.
Blue, check. Yellow, lining, opposite. Green, Smith, red.
Jones is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here we go.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Set.
Now Love. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this one away.
And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Now it's the Lions' turn, trailing by 3 after the touchdown and 2-point conversion. 50 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Goff now to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Now it's gone. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
Extra point try now for Patterson. And that will make this a 4-point game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. So the focus shifts back to the Packers offense. Trailing by 4, 26 seconds to go. Now they've got to travel the full 75 yards, and time is obviously a huge factor here. 1st and 10.
Set, ready, set.
Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. Oh, a heck of a move. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go now.
Here's Love. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Lions have just about sewn up this football game. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, that means talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And they take a knee. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And they will take a knee here. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Lions, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face the Panthers next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody. You